Thank you for calling in. You're on the Real Sound of DMV 97.5 FM. Legendary producer Bill Pettaway. We really appreciate you doing this, brother, and sharing your knowledge of the industry and the music business and how to go into the music business and how you started off. So we're gonna start off with you. Go ahead, brother.
Well, my start was always love music, and it grew into being a love for something that I discovered when I was young, and my parents supported what I wanted to do. So coming up in Annapolis, Maryland, I kind of like found my niche. I wanted to do music, and I pursued it, and I was supported, like I said, by my family and all my friends, and it was just in my heart to do music, and the success came through just being patient and working hard and just believing in myself.
Yeah, and you were with Numarx, right, at some point, right?
Yes. The story about the Numarx, I always wanted to work with them. It took me, excuse me, just about 5 years to actually kind of hook up with them. It didn't just happen. I called the V103 to try to get in touch with them, and I had no luck. No one. They did a mixtape show at midnight, so I had no luck to get in touch. But just by chance, I was home recording some music, and a telemarketer called, and she wanted to sell me a timeshare, which I wasn't interested, but I spoke with her. And when I spoke with her, I told her I was busy, and she said, well, what are you doing? I said, I'm making music. She said, wow, you make music. I have somebody that you should speak with. And I said, yeah. And he said, his name is Kevin. They have a group called the Numarx. And I said, call me, tell him to call me. So within 5-10 minutes, he called me back. And he asked to hear stuff on the phone, and he heard it. And he said, let's get together. And the next couple of days, they came to Annapolis from Baltimore, and we sat and listened to their music and my music. And we decided, this is the chemistry. We can work together. I want you to be our producer. You know, I was kind of like, wow, that's cool, you know. So we went to, it was called Studio Records. It was in Oxford Hill, Maryland, very far. And the guys would drive from Baltimore, and I would drive from Annapolis. Almost every night, we would get in the studio maybe 10:30 to 11, and we stay until 4 and 5 a.m. in the morning. And we all got back and went to work. All of us had to work. We had jobs and everything. And the whole thing with everything, it was like, it was just we were driven to work together, and we wrote several songs, and we did one of the songs was called Rhyme So Deaf. So when we did Rhyme So Deaf, the next that song came out, but then the next song was Girl, You Know It's True. You know, Kevin and other people are responsible for discovering that song, because I didn't think much of the song. It was in like a duffel bag. It was a tape that I would erase over and put new music. You know, I kind of had it, and I kept working on it for years. And I'm like, well, I don't know about this. But Kevin said, no, that one. He was very persistent about it. I was like, well, I guess, okay. So they took the tape, started working on it. They came up with they wrote all the lyrics and everything to the song. And finally, we said, well, look, we're going we're going to record it in the studio. And we were going to the studio. So I asked my friend Kai Adamo, which was of Star Point. I knew he knew how to write songs. He had a hit called Object of My Desire. I say, he's the perfect person that would help me with this. So we get there, and we're talking about the song, and some other people there doing something. So it's about 3 a.m. in the morning, and he said, let's get to work now. So they're working on a song, and they're trying to sing the song, and we're trying to figure it out. And finally, Kevin was like, I'm in love, girl, so in love, girl, this is true. And then Kai busted and say, girl, you know it's true. And they were like, what after that, girl, you know it's true. And just out of his mouth, He just said, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, I love you." That was it. And
Wow.
we decided, okay, that's it.
Wow. Wow. And when we speaking of Kevin, we speaking of legendary also. This for the
I
listeners.
can't hear on the other end. I'm sorry.
Okay. Can you hear us now a little better, Bill?
Not you. I can hear it on the other phone very well, but not your voice.
Well, can you hear me? How about me?
I can hear you super clear.
Oh, okay.
So when we speaking of Kevin, for the listeners, we're talking legendary, once again, out of Baltimore, Kevin Lyles.
Mm-hmm.
That is correct. Kevin Lyles was the force behind everything. He was the leader. He made the decision. He was very strong-minded, very direct what he wanted to do, very focused. You know, I like the guys a lot. I'm glad. I thank God for meeting them because they were focused. We worked on music, nothing else. We didn't get involved in anything but music. You know, we didn't have problems and we didn't get in they didn't get any kind of trouble because Kevin, excuse me, kept everybody in line. Then I went to a couple of shows and some guy named Tuffy, I kind of remember him vaguely. That he showed up and he's like, "Hey, you know, welcome to Baltimore." And I kind of started hanging out with the guys and they always looked out for me, all of them, just like I was a brother. So I hung in Baltimore a lot, and it was cool. It was just a great thing. And like I said, Kevin was a great leader. And as you can see today, you know, he's still in the music business, very powerful. And he was the driving force behind Girl, You Know It's True. It was his situation that he says, "Oh, we're doing a record, come. You know, this could never been written. This story is kind of like, wow, a telemarketer just by chance calling out of the blue in the group years ago that I try to hook up. I just believe we would have a chemistry just for some reason at that time. And God made it possible where we all hooked up and we wrote a very huge song that I didn't expect. I couldn't have told you that it would have been as big as it was. I just know that I love doing music and the guys, their expertise, you know, they were DJs, so I trusted their judgment. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to listen to these guys. You know, I don't know anything. I live in Annapolis. I listen to the radio and I follow what people say. So, and I had a lot of respect for the Numarx. So,
yeah, just real quick too, J-Mo made mention, and you too, of course, about Kevin Lyles several times. Kevin Lyles, of course, of Def Jam and now 300 Entertainment, like say, still involved heavily in the industry. I read an article in the Baltimore Sun. This dates back to 1990. After you did the song, "Girl, You Know It's True," you still stayed in Annapolis, and you continued to be you was a gas attendant beforehand, and you continued to be that and stay there.
That's correct.
Is that true? That shows the humbleness about you, because I don't know about you or anybody else, J-Mo, but if I got me a hit song, I'm out of here.